You are live. All right. Now, welcome back to another very casual live stream. I literally just turned things on and wanted to get ready here because I want to share with you round two of my kefir experiment. Now, the first or the last live stream, I was sharing how I had attempted to make kefir and I drank the milk, whatever was the result of it, but it wasn't very kefiry. It was very just like straight up milk. So today I was very happily surprised when I woke up this morning that I had real kefir. And I'm about to make another batch using the same method I've done in the previous attempt. Now, I can't remember if I did share on the live stream myself making the kefir. But anyways, regardless, we're about to go through it now that it's all working. It's very simple and honestly, it's so delicious. I was so happy this morning. It was thick and creamy like yogurt. All it took was milk and the kefir grains of some kind. Now, I don't think I actually had proper grains to start. I got a dehydrated pack of culture that I had to rehydrate. It took 12 hours. And then the first batch I fermented overnight for about 12 hours, but it really, again, didn't do much. This time I did it for about 48 hours, and that makes quite a difference. Okay, so anyways, let me just show you here. This is still fermenting in the same jar, and if we take a look now, it's really thickened up. Like this has been going on for about twice as long as it's supposed to. So let me go like that. As you can see, it's like chunky and thick, but honestly, nothing at all to worry about. It smells like beautiful yogurt. It's great. Okay, so that is the result, and I haven't strained this much. I'm going to strain that and provide some taste samples for my wife and son because they love milk and yogurt, and that's the whole purpose of me doing this. I want to create healthier foods at home for the family to enjoy and feel nourished. And yeah, so that's the plan. And this here was the stuff I did strain this morning in my old Starbucks thermos here. I've had this thing for a good many years, but as you can see, this one looks dark in there. Let me see if I bring it down. It's a bit more light, but it's actually why I brought the spoon, my favorite spatula spoon here. So you can see, let me just stir that up, and well, it's harder to see, but it is a much more thick and delicious kefir. And that I will pour into this thing over here along with the final strain stuff. So here, again, you can see this. That is, let me just stir this a bit. It's literally like yogurt. Now this is what I was hoping for last time. Yeah, that is perfect. So that is what I'm gonna restart the process here of making this, and I'll share that with you guys so you can do it now that I actually know what's going on here. But and then what I want to do, because it's December coming up, it's going to be December next week. We're at the tail end here of November. So my goal with this is now that I've figured out phase one, this is just plain straight up kefir. I'm going to do a double ferment, which is something I'm still reading about. But basically, once you ferment your first stage of kefir, what you can do is you can add flavorings and let it ferment for another 12 hours, I believe it is. I'm no master at this yet, but yeah, so because it's December, I want to have some solid gut healthy eggnog. And what I want to do is I want to do a double ferment with this and make some, put some nutmeg, some cinnamon, some vanilla, and let her go. Let it ferment for another 12 hours, and I should have some thick and creamy eggnog kefir. Kefir? I still don't know how it's pronounced. But yeah, I'm so excited. And if that recipe works out, I will definitely be sharing that with you. And fun fact, nutritionally, nutmeg has some sort of compound in it that actually helps reduce symptoms of gout. And for December, if you guys have eaten anything and have gout trigger symptoms, this eggnog kefir could heal your gut and your gout. Totally awesome. Okay, so anyways, let me just get the strainage going on. I have the bacteria stuff should still be in here, as you saw from the previous live stream. And yeah, let's get on into it. Okay, so I got my jar. That's what I'm going to be doing. Let me move these sample cups over here. I got my strainer. I boiled all of these for a good 10 minutes in some water to sanitize, even though I kind of mixed this spoon around. But what you gonna do? So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna strain the rest of this kefir and pop it. Do I want to do that? No, I want to strain it into here because I'm going to use this to ferment the next batch. Good thing I figured that one out. Okay, so let me move this jar over. That's going to be my kefiring round 2. Hopefully it works. And again, the best thing about it is it only takes like 12 to 24 hours. 24 hours to 48 hours for me in my case. I also did turn the heaters on in here because during the day a bit more. I used to just freeze here while I'm working, but yeah, apparently warmer temperature helps accelerate the speed of fermentation. So that's a cool thing. So maybe the heat did it because literally I checked it like the night before and it was still pretty runny. Woke up this morning, it was thick as anything. Again, I'm a happy man with that. But let's do some strainage. Okay, so here I'm just going to pour. I'm actually glad I have this wider mouth to strain. I was straining it in this thermos. Yeah, this morning, and that was, look how thick. It's harder to see. If I pop it up on an angle, I don't want to really make too much of a mess, but if I go like this, hopefully that provides, you can see the chunkiness and goodness of that kefir. That's what you want. Got some curds. Oh, I think I just saw the bacteria chunks coming up there. So that's what I'm going to use to replant here. But yeah, I see the bacteria. I honestly wasn't sure what was happening with that, but okay. So now I've strained all my kefir, I believe. I got some good scraping going on to munch on inside there still. I don't mind that. So this is where you want to take, because my bacteria is still in there, I'm going to use my sanitized spoon just to kind of do some stirring here and get it all strained. And again, I love how much action I'm getting on these live streams so far. About 0 viewers, but that's okay. So what I did was I just was tapping it up and down after mixing it a bit. There we go. It's actually draining a bit better now. That was the way to go this morning. Now I'm just tapping all this amazing kefir down there. Found those bacteria grains, and I'm trying not to splash around. There we go. Very good. Okay. There's them kefirs. I also wanted to share with you guys, I got a new book to learn about fermentation. There we go. And that would be the Noma Guide to Fermentation. That has been like a standard, a massive one that I keep reading about the more I research. I'm going to pour this stuff from this morning, which is more liquidy actually. It looks kind of, what do you call it? Milky, I guess. Looks kind of like coconut milk. You have like the fat bubbling or whatever in there. But anyways, let me just go so now you can see. I'm just straining. All right, so now I can see you guys. And yeah, so I got the Noma's Guide to Fermentation. I just started reading it last night. Solid read so far. My reading schedule is so random these days. Just yeah, I don't get a lot of time to do that right now, but when I do, I enjoy the heck out of that. And yeah, it was just introductory so far. I haven't got into the sciencey stuff yet, so kind of still on the intro. But it's a fascinating intro regardless, and I'm looking forward to learning more fun recipes in there and getting started. The next thing I want to do, because I have something here to show you actually in a sec, but yeah, the next thing I want to do is learn how to pickle eggs. Now this is something, pickling eggs. Pickled eggs is so tasty. Put some soy sauce in there and let them go. Black eggs. I had my first couple here in Japan, and ever since it's It's like the steak of eggs. It's amazing. Really, really good stuff. So tasty, and it's something you really look forward to. Now, one thing I'm not 100% sure on here is, let me just strain the rest of that. Not much, a couple sips. Yeah, the one thing I'm losing my train of thought here. Oh yeah, the grains. I believe, see, I still don't think these are really grains. It's like a culture. I'll show you up close in a sec, but you're supposed to get more grains every time you do it. And then apparently a lot of people have trouble. Let me just do this. What to do with all their excess grains because they're not sure. But again, this looks more like some sort of fungal thingy than a grain, to be honest with you. Yeah, so I don't know if these are proper kefir grains or just like kefir bacteria, but it's all good. Okay, it looks a little bit bigger, to be honest, than when I first did it. Maybe because it's dehydrated or rehydrated now. Could be the case, but regardless, I'm just going to use this and do the same thing as I did in the last batch. It looks kind of tasty, almost. I don't know, like a treat. But anyways, that's my kefir starter that I have. Hopefully it multiplies. Now that I have this footage, I can compare it with the next batch and see if I have more. Then I can make 2 jars at once, which is kind of my goal. I want to have a bunch of rows of jars on here. I have different flavors, fruity, plain, spicy, some, yeah, actually that looks like more. Okay, anyways, now that I have this, let me just pop that there. That was a really good jar for making it. And let me show you. So here is my kefir now, and it is more runny than it was this morning. Maybe because it's warm now, because it's been out for a while. But yeah, so let me show you from above. It's very white, probably because my exposure needs to go down because this is pure white as compared to earlier. But let me just mix. Or sorry, as compared to most things I film above. They usually have some sort of darkness or coloring, but yeah, it's much creamier. And this, beautiful. Okay, now I'm gonna put that down. And again, whoever is watching, if anyone is watching, if you were to leave a comment in the chat, you would be the first. Okay, so anyways, here's my final kefir. Now I'm actually, while I'm here, I'm gonna pop this in the fridge so it can chill because I'm gonna be serving this soon and hopping over to my bat cave here. Okay, so that's in the fridge and apparently that'll keep for quite some time, I guess, a week. Okay, so now let's make some more kefir. Now this is exciting. This is, oh, that was good. Okay, so now let me do this. Very, very straightforward. This process, look at this. Let me go back here. I'm gonna get my sanitized fork, like so, and my kefir grains. Now, as I don't want to be spilling, not really grains again. I'm gonna show you guys a good, yeah, like whatever you want to call this, that's what it is. All right, so anyways, that's going in the jar. You want to always hydrate them, keep them in milk, keep them going. You can freeze them apparently and dry them out, dehydrate them and stuff, but I want to keep making more. I want to use this stuff. So I'm going to just scrape that in there. And again, you can make kefir, or again, I haven't even said this before. You can make kefir using coconut milk, almond milk, other milk alternatives, but the kefir grains really need the lactose from milk, and that would be the sugar content of milk, because they need that to feed and stay alive. And other milks like coconut and all that stuff, they don't have lactose. They don't have natural sugars. Well, I don't know, they might have a little bit of sugars in there, but they don't have enough to really feed and keep the kefirs alive and well. So if you do make a dairy-free kefir, go for it. You can, but you want to re-darify them, dare I say, put them in dairy again. And I'm just trying to find a place to put that. That should be okay. Yeah, you want to put them in dairy milk now and then just to get them more lactose goodness. Let me show you this so they can stay alive and get the fuel they need. And again, if you fear the word sugar, lactose, oh no, I can't do that. Hold on, let me get my hand so it'll focus down here. Let me trick my focus camera. There you go. Maybe, kind of. Anyways, yeah, again, if you fear lactose and sugar in fermentation, what I'm learning is it eats that and converts it into beneficial acids for your stomach and health. So it's all good and it's actually required. So sugar changes. That would be the chemistry of this. Okay. What am I doing? So yeah, you add your kefir to your jar, and I got some fresh grass-fed milk here, all in Japanese. I can't read that, but I just knew. Yeah, anyways, it's from a health food store around here, and that's where I get most of my stuff. Now it says it's pasteurized at a lower temperature as well, I believe. So that's good. You want lower temperature pasteurization, the freshest milk you can when you're making kefir, and highest of quality. I always try to look for anyways. And yeah, look at this. The only English on this box here is fresh and fine. There we go, fresh and fine. Cool. So this is fresh and fine milk. Okay, so let me open this up. And I want to add 600 mils to this kefir grains. And of course, this box is just not opening. Oh, I think I got an opening here. Yeah, look at this. That seal. Got like double sealage going on. That's always fun. Hopefully it doesn't spitter spatter when I'm pouring this. But the best thing about this jar that I'm using here is something I recommend is having the measurements on the side. I don't know if you can read that, but that says 600 mils. And that's how much milk I want to put in with this amount of grains. It might even be, I might be able to go push it a little bit more now that these grains have been doing their thing. But again, I am just gonna do what I know works so far. And if it works again, I'm gonna double ferment this to make eggnog kefir. I'm excited. Happy holidays. So I'm just gonna pour in, I had to go run out, take the bike out and pick this up real quick. Today, once I found out that my milk actually worked, which is great. So again, this is a sterilized jar to the degree of literally just boiling it. That took about half of this thing. How much mils is in here? This must be 1,000 mils, right? Yeah, so just over half of this. Yeah, that's literally all I'm doing here. This was all sterile, yes. Boiled, so yeah, I've added my milk. Now I'm just gonna stir. That's another new thing I did with this. They said to, well, the book said to stir it around a little bit in case you're not getting much action. Sometimes, especially after rehydrating the kefir grains, that needs to be done. And you guys, in case you're always wondering why I look so sloppy or kind of just all over the map on these live things, is because I literally work over there, and as soon as the day is done, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go and quickly get this fermentation stuff taken care of for today and share with the fine folks on YouTube what I'm doing. And you guys can join in on the learning process and learn a few things while you're waiting for me to figure all this stuff out to share with you some proper videos where I can do my hair and all that fun stuff. Not that I really ever do. Okay, so now I've got my milk and my kefir in there. I stirred it. What's next? Give it a smell. And I used this last time, super casual. If you have a cloth, use a cloth. You just want to cover it up. This is a ripped in half coffee filter. So I'm just going to pop this on top, cover the mouth to keep the bugs out of there. I'm drinking all my good old milk, my milk bugs. So now I'm just going to put this elastic band, cover that up, and boom, boom, boom. Oh, that was a fail. It's a little tricky with this. I think I'm gonna go get a cloth next time, but I don't have any handy. But I still had this. Oh no, Mr. Elastic, what are you doing? Okay, see how good I am at this? All right, find the ridge of the jar and anchor yourself. Okay, that's good. Boom. That would be my key for round 2. Well, dun dun dun, I'm pretty excited about all this. The more I'm learning, the better. And the cool thing about this is you can keep your milk in here for like 2 days out on the counter, no fridge. That seems like a terrible idea. But non-refrigerated milk is so far working out for me. So that's how people preserved back in the day, right? Okay. Anyways, I got a shot glass for this kefir. I got my son's mug, and for my wife, I'll give her this owl. Oh, it's not an owl. I thought this was the owl cup. Anyway, some Olympic 1998 cup. That's a classic. I'm gonna fill those up with kefir to wrap this up at the end. But I want to share with you guys something else here. This can go to wash along with that. This can go back in the fridge. Yeah, so if you're here for the first live stream where I was just doing a literal test of all this tech, I made sauerkraut. And today was the very first day where I opened her up and took a sample. So check this out. Anyways, that would be it. And look at that. It smells good. That is the first thing. The color is not black like my first one. It smells good. And I did take a sample of it right before live, probably why I was salivating in the beginning of this, because it tasted great. It was actually really tasty. Um, I'm gonna put this in the fridge now because that's what you do once it's done, and it'll keep in the fridge for a little while. But I'm gonna have some more of that with dinner tonight. Anyways, it was also a success. Now I'm gonna be reading up a bit more on sauerkraut because I left this out for about a week and a half. And apparently, the longer you leave it out, the better the flavor gets. But it was starting to look a little less fresh at that point for me, anyway. So maybe I didn't put enough salt in. Maybe I don't know what I still don't really know what I'm doing. But I'm gonna read up again and trial for another 2 weeks and see what happens. Maybe I can make it better. Maybe make some changes. Again, I'm still learning this, but I did something fun this weekend I also wanted to share with you. So I love sushi. And one of my favorite parts of sushi is the little side dish of sushi ginger. You know, that red or pink ginger, which is most likely food coloring in a lot of packaged stuff. But I found a recipe in the other book I'm reading, Ferment for Good, I believe it's called. It's more about health benefits of fermentation and very like beginner how to get started type things with recipes. And one of them was sushi ginger. Kind of covers all types of fermentation. And yeah, interesting read. I'm quite enjoying it. But anyways, I used a couple techniques here. So this is my pink sushi ginger. And unfortunately, I can't really show you because if I tilt this jar, it's going to be leaking maybe. And I don't want that to happen. Actually, what I can do, I'm not tethered down anywhere here. Let me see if I can get a shot of the jar here in front of the camera. Bad lighting here, but let me see. Yeah, I guess that's as good as it's gonna get. But anyways, yeah, so I sliced a bunch of ginger really thin, and then I boiled red shiso leaves. It's a type of leaf that is really tasty and used in cooking. And I boiled it along with the brine that I was making with this. And it's not very red right now because I realized that water evaporates when you boil it. And anyways, I lost some water and my ratios were all amuck at that point. So I kind of re-added some salt and poured some more water in. And I lost some of that red shiso-y stuff that I was boiling. Learning struggles, but that's okay. I made it work and it'll be maybe pink ginger, which is cool. But yeah, and then I popped in some random thing I found in the cupboard to weigh everything down. I sliced up a lemon I had to use as a top cover to keep everything down in the brine. Apparently, you can do that. Just chop up like apples or larger, heavier food and weigh things down with that. So I did that technique and I just used a random thing in the cupboard I found here, boiled it first, sanitized, and weighed it down with that. So if that one works out, then I'll be redoing that one. Keeping in mind that water evaporates and then remeasure everything before I do that next time to get proper recipe. But anyways, if it does work out, I will be sharing that live as well. And I'll be making some sushi. I got a sushi roller, something around here. Maybe not in these cupboards, but I got one. So I do want to make some sushi and have fun with that. But anyways, sushi ginger, so far, it looks like it's going to be a success. I got the sauerkraut from the first live stream. It was a success. So that's definitely going in the fridge and I'll be eating that every day. I got my first successful kefir, which I was honestly most excited about. I really want to get into yogurt and Greek yogurt making because, again, my son loves yogurt and I'm always out looking for like the healthiest yogurt and it's harder to read and find, especially out here. So if I can make it at home, that would be amazing. Save a ton of cash as well because it's not cheap and make it as thick and delicious as I want. So that's another phase. But first, version 2 of that and enjoy some eggnog kefir. But yeah, I'm going to pour this up somehow. Yeah, where did I put it? I'm losing my mind here. Oh, in the fridge. Yeah. Okay, well, anyways, I'm going to go pour, give a sample test, and enjoy. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching. I see I got 1 like from a mystery person. So hopefully this has helped you out. And I just honestly have fun doing this. I like talking to you guys and thinking out loud as I go and learn. But yeah, I'm excited to make a proper kefir video and eggnog kefir. Okay, I'm gonna ramble, so I'm gonna end the stream now. All the best to you all in your fermentation journeys, and I'll see you soon. And end.